I I've beaten a video game this week.
Ho ho.
I know it happens
One
like
checked off
twice a
the
year.
backlog. Yep.
It happens like twice a year, but I have done it. I did end up beating Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
Nice.
Um, I blew through that game. I think I beat it in like 40 hours.
Oh, so what you're telling me is you were really feeling it.
Dalit, fuck you. No, it was just Ryan time.
Oh god, fair enough.
I say that, but I didn't use Ryan at all. Like pretty much the entire game. Uh, yeah, no, I spent like 2 days this week just going through it. It helped when I was like playing it, Evan was like, "Go stream that shit." And I was like, "Okay, we'll hop in the fucking chat." And so he wanted to watch me go through pretty much the entire game. I also didn't, from a certain point in time, which is like halfway through, I stopped doing side quests because that game has very
Too many?
MMO-esque side quests. It's not even that
Yeah,
just there's
alright.
too many. All right, they're very uninspired and very samey throughout the entire game. So it like imagine the worst type of fetch quests and kill quests in 14. That's every single side quest in that game. And there's like 400 plus side quests. So, I didn't touch side quests at all from like chapter 9 and all. Chapter 9 on. I thought there were 19 chapters in that game. No, there's apparently only 17. Because I got to the final boss. Did not think it was the final boss at that time. I thought I had something else after. But it was the point of no return, and it was the final boss. I was just like, oh, okay. Yeah, that game's pretty good. I still enjoy 2 more. 2 has in my opinion, has the better gameplay and the better story.
Oh,
And
that's interesting to hear. I really did like 2, so
and I was talking about it with Evan. I was like, Xenoblade 1 is a very serious game. It's it has some light moments in the game, but the story of Xenoblade 1 is pretty serious throughout the entire. There's not a lot of like rest and relaxation in that game. It's you're going to Mechon, you're going to the Mechanists, you're getting revenge on the Mechons and all that, and a plot twist happens, and now you're going after something else, etc., etc. Like it's very driven towards like one goal. While in Xenoblade 2, your one goal is to go to Elysium. All right, whatever that means. Is you're going to Elysium. There's nothing extremely horrible going on in the world that is driving you to go there. You just have the Aegis, and the Aegis wants to go to Elysium. Now, I mean, you obviously you've made some enemies like right off the bat with like Jin and Malus.
and Jin, yeah.
But you don't know anything. All right.
Oh boy, yeah, let me tell you, playing through the first little bit of that game was really confusing as to why everyone was so aggressive.
But you didn't run into them very often. There was like specific points of the story that you would like run into them. But all the in-betweens was just you exploring different titans, running into different characters, you you run into Morag, and you're immediately against Morag because she's pretty much a police officer, and you're in a situation where you look like you've done some bad, and you also have the Aegis, so uh, you're looked at as like maybe you're doing something bad or something like that. So she's going after you, and then you convince her not to. All right, and all that crap. Uh, from the very start of Xenoblade 1, it's you have a little bit of lightheartedness like right in the beginning, but then it immediately turns sour when the colony gets attacked and your childhood friend is killed in front of you. And then from that point on, it's a very serious game. The only lightheartedness you run into is during the combat when all you're hearing is it's Rhyme time or what a bunch of joke, all the stupid
All
jokes
the
that
call outs, yeah.
yeah. Um there's very and I guess the only the person that would have been like the comedy relief and the lightheartedness is a no pawn, and no pawns are annoying. So,
They are, as we have discussed, possibly the second worst thing about that series.
yeah, no puns are indeed the second worst thing about this series. First being that they're on the Switch. Um, Xenoblade 2, like, and Evan said this like correctly or whatever. Sometimes you just want to look at Pandora and Zeke doing stupid poses off in the corner. All right, you don't have that in Xenoblade 1. You have like I guess Riki doing something stupid every now and then, but that's again he's a no pawn. Pandora and Zeke were actually legitimately funny characters.
They're just Jesse and James. It was grand.
Yeah. Um
Love a Jesse and James comparison. Always the best types of characters.
and uh like like every character had like very big lighthearted moments. Like I didn't even hate Tor that much. I mean, he was an opon and he was annoying and he was also like your typical perverted nerdy kid cuz he made Poppy. Um
Technically, his grandfather did, right?
yeah, but obviously he took it farther than what his grandfather did. So,
Mm, mm, mm.
um but like I mean, even as a Nopon, Tora is slightly enjoyable. Everybody has their moments. They're like their funny moments.
Sure, 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 sure.
That just doesn't happen in Xenoblade 1. It's just super serious throughout the entire game. Which is not bad, but it doesn't sometimes you need a break. All right. And again, it's just sometimes like it's a good mental relaxation to see Zeke and Pandora do stupid funny poses, or to see a scene where Mithra's throwing a bunch of random shit she can get her hands on because she's embarrassed or something like that. Or the fucking like back and forth between Morag and Bridget. It's I don't know. That's just how I felt. So like I enjoyed playing Xenoblade 2 more than Xenoblade 1, but Xenoblade 1 was good. And then uh I almost wish I played Xenoblade 1 first, because then I would have had the super reaction to the end of Xenoblade 2, which I still had a reaction to the end of Xenoblade 1 because of um
What we know about the end of Xenoblade 2, surely.
yeah, but it goes on even further because I didn't realize that the two scientists at the end of Xenoblade 2 ended up being um the Mechonis and the Bionis in Xenoblade 1. Like It's so weird how the world between Xenoblade 1 and 2 works or whatever, because Xenoblade 2, the world of Xenoblade 2 made Xenoblade 1. So Xenoblade 1's world didn't even exist until that moment in Xenoblade 2 happened.
That is some wild stuff.
All right. So, and then from that point on, that's when the storylines um go along right next to each other. Because at the end of Xenoblade 2, when you hear Shulk's voice come through the portal,
Yeah.
is the final scene in the final scene in the battle against who you're fighting in Xenoblade 1. So like they happen like directly at the same time. And it's so weird that it works that way. So like people are like, yeah, well Xenoblade 2 is definitely a sequel to Xenoblade 1. It doesn't work the same way that a sequel technically works. So the sequel's supposed to be after. It's like the same game. Like I don't know. Like they that game could have been like 100 hours long, and you could have went from doing Shulk shit to jumping over to saying so many years in the past at the same time, or whatever. Um it just makes me more interested to see how the Xenoblade 3's world going to be, considering we already know that two characters from one from Xenoblade 1 and one from Xenoblade 2 actually are in Xenoblade 3.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I'm excited. We got just over a month left. So
Yeah, it kind of just blew right towards us, didn't it? I mean,
yeah,
that reverse delay,
yeah.
that threw everyone for a loop. But yeah, having it move forward like that was real big.
That being said, I started Future Connected. I probably won't finish it. It's only an hour and a half of cutscenes. I'm just gonna watch it because they change up the gameplay a little bit, require you to interact with Nopons, and again, like we've stated, Nopons are literally the second worst thing about that video game series. So, other than that, I finished watching the second campaign of Critical Role, and I will possibly start third campaign tonight. So,
Hey.
that's all I did.
I didn't do much, fellas. I was very busy. So,
Mm-mm.
just usual chill game, and that's it. That's all I got to report, honestly. I was working my butt off this week.
No, I'm right there with you. I didn't actually play much. I played a bit more than Sengoku, but that's because that's 15 minutes of my life. Mostly my days consisted of like work, come in and catch up on all the video game nonsense that I missed. So
Yeah.
like it was video game adjacent, but it wasn't actually playing. It was mostly just watching and getting hype. We're about to cover it all right now, so no need for me to go over that in detail.
Then I forced you to watch anime.
Yeah, then there was last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, last night, where I did watch a bit of anime. I could have been playing video games. What have you done?
I mean, are you really going to complain about Spy Family?
Nah, it's so good.
So, yeah. Oh,
Hey, technically, even the anime we watched was video game adjacent because we learned about the Tekken 3 comparison.
true. That song in Birdie Wing is definitely a
Jin's
form of
T3
Jin
theme.
theme. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, same like I said, it's the same studio, same adjacent studio. It's Bandai Namco
It's
Pictures
Bandai
doing the
Namco
anime,
Productions.
and
Sorry, Pictures, not Productions.
and Bandai Namco owns Tekken, so
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now.
I think they've always owned Tekken, right?
Yep, from the beginning.
So it's blatantly that song. I feel like that anime is just an amalgamation of different shit.
It
and
is.
then
It's
golf.
something, all right.
And then golf.
It's something under the guise of a golf show. Anyway, we have a lot to cover, so
yeah. But hold on a minute.
Oh,
Our scum lord, our weekly scum lord,
Wow.
does have something to say.
Okay, little VGs, I still haven't drawn it. I'm sorry, I know.
Greetings from your neighborhood friendly scumlord. He called himself a scumlord, so I mean it's his fault.
All right, fair enough.
I will make this week's rambling short and sweet. 3 simple words. Playable Lady D.
Aha! Yeah.
Yeah. She sure is.
He's like,
Or will
Third-
be anyway.
third person is also cool, and finally RE8 DLC. Yeah. Also, in the meantime, I'll just sit here and eat some Jolly Green Giant brand veggies. Wink, wink.
There it is. There it is.
Lake will get to it at some point in time.
Ho ho ho! Green giant.
In the meantime, he'll just remind you every week.
And he will.
No doubt. I'm expecting it now.
But there is a lot of shit to talk about this week. Because Summer Game Fest happened. So did Xbox event. So did Capcom today. Now that thing that I posted in there actually doesn't have the beginning shit that I was and I have no idea why it doesn't have the other stuff that I put in. But we'll just quickly go through this. Today, Tactics Ogre Reborn shows up on the PSN. So it's been listed on PSN. So technically, there's probably a Tactics Ogre remake coming out, or remaster at some point in time.
Yeah.
So that's cool. It's a good thing. It's good to know Matsuno's doing something. There was a rumor this week about God of War Ragnarok being delayed to 2023. That's been supposedly debunked by Jason Schreier, saying that it's still slated for November. But the development is turbulent. That game development is turbulent, and there could be a chance that it does. But for the moment, it is slated for November.
I will not be surprised if it does get knocked back. Fact of the matter is, AAA companies now understand that delays are inevitable, and it won't ruin the reputation of a game, in so long as you don't have like 6 of them.
That being said, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink delayed to 2023.
Yeah, well, another thing I'm not surprised about, because we haven't seen fuck all since last time we saw it, and really, they were retreading a lot of the same ground.
I'm so... I just want this game to be out. I just want to play it. It was like, this is my most anticipated game this year, if 16 wasn't coming out this year. That being... that's now being overtaken by Xenoblade Chronicles 3, because that's actually coming out this year. But I just want this game. It looks so good. It's co-op. I don't even care about Grand Blue Fantasy. I just want co-op action adventure anime game.
No, that's understandable.
And that's what this was going to be. And I just want it. I just want it.
One day. Keep dreaming.
Yeah, I mean, between the splitting up from Platinum and Side Games having to pretty much remake the game themselves, the first delay, the second delay, and now this third delay. Yeah, I mean, this game is in what we in the industry like to call development hell. With that on top of, video games being developed in the COVID times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sad. But that's okay. Because we got a bunch of shit. Now we get to go on to... We're going to cover the 3 big conferences that happened this past week. I know there's like 15 other conferences that happened where they showed off a bunch of shit. But we do not have time to talk about that. So we're going to cover Summer Game Fest, the Xbox Showcase, and Capcom, which was showed in the day.
Yes.
And we're going to start off with Summer Game Fest. Not actually a super lot was shown here. Except for space horror game, and space horror game.
My goodness, there was so much space horror or just space tension based games.
Yeah.
Goodness. Hope you all like the setting. I know Leak does.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. We'll let Leak go off on her Aliens Dark Descent.
Oh my god. Okay, so like you start watching the trailer. The trailer looks interesting. You're like, oh, are we getting another Alien Isolation? It seems to be like you're in this dude is like talking, making a recording. It seems like he's in dire situation, and then suddenly all these aliens crop up. It goes back into a flashback and stuff. That's cool. And then the trailer ends with weird XCOM gameplay for 5 seconds. What?
Yeah. It's
What?
gonna be it's gonna be an XCOM game, pretty much.
What the fuck?
I definitely agree with that, though. That caught me well off guard.
Yeah, it looks
I just
so
like
good
slipped it in just in case you didn't notice.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And this is what it looks like, and we're moving on. Wait. No, go back. What?
Oh, don't worry about that. This is not an XCOM game. Maybe. I mean, yeah, it looks. I was like, oh man, this might be a cool Aliens game. And then like the very snippet of the what looked to be like tactical gameplay. All right, I was sitting here like, all right, I'm immediately not going to play it because I don't like that type of gameplay. Some people, I mean, I've watched a few of our friends play XCOM, and it's fun to watch, but it's not very. I don't think it's very fun to play. But I was like, I feel like they missed an opportunity here. They could have made this game
people
super
are
great.
looking forward to a sequel to Isolation. Truly.
And the setup,
Oh,
setup for
God.
what could have been was actually really good.
Yeah. Like there's another game coming out. Well, it's actually just DLC. Is the Fire Squad, the Team Fire Squad stuff, Elite Fire Squad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that looks actually really good. Where's my notes? Frick. Yeah. So it looks good. It's basically Fire Team Elite Pathogen, a DLC add-on for it. People have been wanting like more content for that game because they did enjoy it, but it lacks stuff to do ultimately. So that trailer also looked fucking kick-ass. They even included some Prometheus things as well. Just to expand on the enemy types and stuff. I was excited for that. Then I saw this and I was like, nah. I was so upset.
I bet. I mean, it was like I went from this could be an Aliens game I play, and then saw the tactical tactical turn-based like snippet. I was like, never mind.
It takes attention out of it. It takes attention and horror out of it. It's just
But that's okay, League.
It is in fact a missed opportunity.
That's okay, League. Because we have the Callisto Protocol that they showed off.
Yeah.
Which was already shown at the Sony event, but they showed gameplay, and they showed a not censored trailer where more heads popped off.
Oh yeah, it was a bloody ordeal.
That game, honestly, that game looks sick, and I'm probably gonna play it.
The more they show of it, the more it really does feel like Dead Space, which is going to be problematic for the Dead Space remake.
For the Dead Space remake, yeah.
Because now it has
Yeah.
to live up to the original team's vision, but they did a completely different game. Whoops.
They're like,
It's like your game and the game they tell you not to worry about, right?
Exactly.
well, I mean, what easily makes it better is just that, you know, the people that are working on the Callisto Protocol are the original people that made Dead Space.
I know. That's what's
So-
good about it.
So they're like,
Interesting.
Dead Space? Yeah, you mean Dead Last? We're gonna make the best, the better, and it even comes out before it. So like, I mean, like, I feel bad for the Dead Space remake, but I don't feel bad because some games need to be remade, and I'm not sure if that Dead Space needed to be remade. So
It's gratuitously gory, right? It's extremely gory. But then I've caught up on The Boys, so I'm actually quite desensitized now.
wow, you're caught up on the boys,
Wow.
Yeah.
like even through season 3.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, they released 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, Dollar, she's ahead of you.
Oh yeah, she's ahead of me because I'm exactly
I
one
binged
episode
it.
into the series.
I
What?
binged it.
Well, me and Dan binged it this week because I was getting Dan into it. I was like, Dan, you want to watch The Boys? He's like, I've never heard anything about it, but I'm interested. I'm like, okay. And then I got it. Like after episode 2, he was like, all right, I'm hooked.
Mhm.
So, yeah, me and him are gonna start season 3 sometime. Maybe today.
Yep.
Or
Yep.
maybe tonight. Who knows?
Mhm.
Ooh.
But yeah. Yeah, the show off Callisto Protocol that looked so good. They showed off more Street Fighter 6 stuff. That is, you know, they announced Guile coming back, which we all knew because all the characters got leaked. And then like there was a show floor somewhere that actually had people being able to play it, right?
Oh my goodness. How dare they have that in LA? People were out there playing Street Fighter 6 and I wasn't one of them. But yeah, we saw.
Should have went.
Oh, yeah, I should have just casually gone down to LA, you know.
Yeah.
Not tell any of the people I work with anything, just don't
Mhm.
show up, right?
Be like, bro, Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, you understand, right? Just cover me, it's fine. So yeah, we saw Guile. Guile looks great, by the way. There was a lot of worry about how everyone was going to transfer over to the new engine, and turns out just fine. Looks great, animates great. Ray Chase is Guile's voice now,
Oh, nice.
in case anyone was wondering.
Nice. I like Ray.
Because I kept thinking, like, yeah, that's Travis. No, I don't know if that's Travis. Yeah, it is. No, it's Ray Chase. Matter of fact, everyone's different but Ryu, I believe. Doesn't matter, not important. What is important is that, yes, as you say, for 3 days, the game floor was open and people have been able to play and kind of break down the mechanics in Street Fighter a bit better. And first reports are in, and it's looking pretty good. People are saying it's a wholly unique game. It's not just Street Fighter 2 again. And it's not quite like Street Fighter 3, but it more closely resembles it than anything else because of the nature of the theming. But yeah, no, first reports are in. People were there for 3 days getting their hands on it, so it's not just like 20 minutes of slamming buttons. What we've seen is pretty cool, and it looks like this is going to be a pretty in-depth game, which is really, really nice. And at the moment, Chun-Li looks crazy strong.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the game's not Street Fighter 5.
I mean, Street Fighter 5 gets a lot of flack, and deservedly so. On launch, that thing was a mess. Matter of fact, for the first several months, that game was a mess. But by the end, it finally figured it out. Shame it took so long. So, I mean, I can't blame anyone for having the take of Street Fighter V bad because, frankly, first impressions are crucial, and it screwed the pooch on that one.
Yep. Then showed off Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 remake, I guess.
Enjoying the video? Remember to like and sub. Helps out the channel a bunch, and we're grateful for everyone we get.
I still need to play the first remake of Modern Warfare. Because this seems to be like 1 and 2 are actually going to be like a type of I guess continuous story.
Sure.
Because they all have the same characters now.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. Call of Duty stories have actually been generally decent.
Yeah, so some are definitely worse than others, but on the whole, they're like really good military thrillers, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Yeah. But
I shouldn't say that. I only played Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, and Black Ops 2, but those were really good anyway.
Dude, Black Ops had like the best story ever.
I think I preferred Modern Warfare 2's story, but only by a little bit. Black Ops 1 was really, really good.
Yeah. The numbers, Nathan. What do they mean?
Yeah, it was so supremely memeable.
They showed off Marvel's Midnight Suns. I don't know who cares about this video game.
I don't have an answer to that. Like, I definitely see what they're going for. It was weird to see like Venom, the Hulk, and I think I saw Scarlet Witch all demonified.
I think Spider-Man was also demonified as well.
Nope, Spider-Man was on the good guys' team, so it was Venom who ended up being corrupted. And the upside to a game like this is that it isn't just the go-to Marvel folk. Like, yes, we have Spider-Man and we have Iron Man, but I saw Magic and Blade.
Yeah.
So, if nothing else, you're going to get some new characters for people to get interested in, but in and of itself, I know the Midnight Suns is a team, and I know this is not, and I know this is not that actual team, so they're
opposed to Demon Zarathos.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange stuff, basically.
Funny enough, I don't remember Doctor Strange being in there. I remember him being a pre-order bonus, which was
strange. In recent years, Doctor Strange gathered a loose-knit confederation of mystical powered heroes, aka the Nine, to serve as mankind's first line of defense against the mother of demons Lilith and her children, the Lilin. After Lilith freed herself from the belly of an ancient beast known as the Leviathan, Strange began manipulating certain heroes, knowing that Lilith would ultimately seek to rip open the walls between earthly dimensions, etc., etc. And basically that's the premise of it.
Wild.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't see any gameplay, so it's hard to say much more than
I think it's supposed to be like
enjoy Marvel Dark.
It's supposed to be tactics type gameplay. Like
okay.
Kind of like an XCOM type thing.
Getting a few of those.
Yeah, that was the comic stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Showed off more TMNT Shredder's Revenge. This game looks great. I think they finally showed off Casey, I think, in this trailer.
They did.
Which is great. I mean, if there was a Turtles game that you weren't able to play as Casey, or at least like a new
Casey Jones is always the character that I gravitate towards if he's available, to be honest.
Yeah.
It does look fun, though.
Shredder's
Revenge looks awesome.
That I'm definitely gonna hit that. I forget what date it's supposed to come out, but I think it's pretty soon. Revenge. June 16th, so 2 days.
Hey, soon. My goodness.
Yeah, soon. So yeah, I that game looks fucking sweet. They showed off, what was this next game? They showed Saints Row. The Saints Row reboot, I guess.
So I'm curious about this because I think I misunderstood. I thought this was a cute little character builder where you get to make a character and have it be ridiculous and run around. people then told me that this was a beta or a demo for a game that is coming out.
Yeah, there is
I
a
know it's
new
always been like that. Yeah.
there is a new Saints Row game coming out,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess this is that beta or whatever for it. But
Okay,
well,
that was my misunderstanding.
there's a demo for it out. So this is gonna be a new Saints Row game.
Yep.
They just threw a demo out.
Yeah, all right. I didn't know about the new Saints Row game. This was the first thing that I'd heard, so I thought like, oh, it's a fun little character creator. People
That
love
was
that.
announced that was announced last year.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
new Saints Row game.
Oh, it's that one. Okay,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just assumed that came out and I didn't hear anything about it.
No, it hasn't come out yet.
Okay, that makes more sense now. Thank you.
More Gotham Knights was shown off at Summer Game Fest. I don't know. I don't actually know what to think about this game.
I mean,
last time I saw it, it looked pretty bad.
I don't know about all of that. It certainly is uninspiring compared to a lot of the superhero stuff we've seen recently. But if you liked the Arkham series, I see no reason you won't like this unless your draw was strictly Batman.
Oh yeah, because
I
Batman's not in
myself,
this.
yeah, he's apparently dead. I don't believe
Yeah.
it for an instant, but we can
Oh,
say
no.
he is, sure.
No, he's not dead. He's not dead, and he's gonna be like some fucking DLC character later on. Or
Yeah,
something
of
like that.
course. He'll be like first wave DLC. Him and Selena.
Yeah.
I expect this to be a fine game. Like if you liked the Arkham games, you'll probably like this one. I myself am always a little susceptible to this because I love. No, let me phrase this correctly. Nightwing is one of my favorite DC heroes.
Yeah.
So like, if you give me a chance to play as Dick Grayson, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like Tim is fine, Damien's fine, Stephanie, Bob, and Jason are all great, but Dick Grayson is one of the best characters in DC. Come at me, y'all. Like me.
The what I was saying is that like the gameplay itself, the last time I saw it looked jank. Like it looked like it wasn't very polished.
Yeah, but I think that's just the Arkham habits. Like looking back on those games, they're not exactly the most fluid and impressive games.
Mhm.
They were pretty good for their time. I mean, they were actually exceptional for their time at the very start, and then people started making more games like them. Hell, even Spider-Man is just a better version of this. So
The best version of it, you mean?
I agree. So this like, it does feel exceedingly dated at this point. So I can definitely see why you think it was jank. I
Mhm.
can't like there's no defending that.
But
It
it's
feels
also
like an older
multiplayer
game.
as well.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm assuming it'll go up to 4 players because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
the
mean,
5 playable ones, but
it shows
we
4 on like the box art.
yeah,
And
so we'll see. I imagine it'll be 4 player co-op and it'll be really interesting. I'm just curious what the level design's gonna actually be like if it's a co-op game like this, because it's not going to be Arkham like, I imagine. Maybe though. I don't know, it's hard to say.
yeah.
It is
I
not
mean,
something I'm totally enthused about though, so I'm
oh
definitely with
yeah,
you on that.
no, yeah. I'm not really enthused about it either. I don't. I'm pretty sure there was more shown at Summer Game Fest, but the next thing I have is Neil Cuckman in The Last of Us Part 1 remake.
Okay, so now this is my turn to have a bone to pick. I don't care about Neil Druckmann anymore. That is a ship that has sailed. I really liked the first Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
So when it got a remaster, which still felt way too soon, I was like, oh, okay, I don't think it needs one, but cool, yeah, for sure. And then they're doing a remake of the first one. So like this feels super unnecessary. Like
It was.
I do really like the first game. I think it's a super sweet story with a lot of like super gray morality throughout. It's really it's good. I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's really good, but it's good. I don't know that it needs a remake already. I think realistically, you just kind of let it rock and you I don't know, just spin up a little bit of ad campaign during the HBO series, which is what this really feels like to me. This feels like this is a really expensive ad campaign for the HBO series.
Yeah, either that or the HBO series is a expensive ad campaign for
True,
the
exactly.
video game.
Either way,
Oh.
it feels unnecessary, and I can't say it's like a cash grab or anything. They're clearly putting a bunch of effort and money into it, but like this feels like a waste of Naughty Dog's expertise, time, and energy.
I'm on the portion of like I don't care what Naughty Dog does or whatever. I did not like Last of Us Part 2. All right. I didn't even think Last of Us 1 needed a sequel. I think it ended perfectly. And then with, them fucking offing pretty much the main character right in the beginning of the fucking game. There was like yeah. I'd let them do whatever the fuck they want. They're an entire organization that likes to just do like whatever the fuck they want to do. It's fine. Sometimes they come out with something good. Sometimes they don't. Right? They justify it as them wanting to have what they envisioned for part 1 not be held back by the technology that it was on. That's their justification for doing the remake, because they are changing up the gameplay. The graphics of the engine or whatever looks completely different.
So yeah, I'll definitely give you the graphics and the lighting have been enhanced, but in terms of gameplay, I don't see what a gameplay modernization is going to help.
Well, the
To
gameplay from Last of Us Part 2 was way better than 1.
No, and that I understand. I understand that there is a more smooth gameplay style, but Last of Us 1's encounters felt so curated that it doesn't feel like it'll matter if you have a smoother, more refined combat, because either you're going to sneak past correctly, you're going to kill something very quickly, or you're going to get caught and die, or
I mean,
if you have a shiv, get out of it.
that was Part 2 as well. It's just they just wanted the feel of it
I
to be
feel
better.
I feel like there was more there was more there was just more combat into, like, combat wasn't, with very few exceptions, wasn't the point of 1, except for obviously the parts where you're like trapped in a place and have to do it. But even then, it like, I don't know. I think this is just me being against this on principle. That's kind of like
Oh
blinded
no,
me. I cannot see with eyes unclouded by hate.
they didn't need to do this, but they wanted to do this, so I'm just like, okay, well, fucking whatever. Like, I mean, if that's what you want to that's what you want to push your money on or whatever, that's fine. I don't want to say it wasted their money, because their fucking collector's edition of it sold out instantly.
Yeah, I imagine it'll probably sell well, because, like I said, I don't want to dislike it. I like the first game,
Yeah.
so I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess it's not a waste of money, so they might as well do it.
Oh, and they're bringing it on PC.
Yeah, but you didn't need a remake for that.
No, you didn't, but I mean,
it is nice to have though, because the PC will be able to push it to what that game can actually look best like.
And I guess they wanted to call it Last of Us Part 1 to make Last of Us Part 2.
Right, yeah.
They couldn't go back and
yeah,
they couldn't go back and change it to Last of Us Part 1. So I mean, it's like I said, it's whatever. I mean, and in like what 6 months or whatever, it's probably gonna hit the PS Plus things or whatever. I'm just gonna, if I want to play it, I'll just download it for free when I have.
That's fair.
I have the time. But they brought Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker on stage to talk
I
about
didn't.
the show, because they're actually working with the cast that are playing their counterparts on the show, and I think they're actually going to be in the show as well.
Yeah, they're not just gonna be like a wink and a nod cameo either. Apparently, they have a role to play as different characters.
Yeah. So that was pretty nice. Um,
How how screwed up would it be if the characters they play are the doctors at the end?
Dude, that'd be pretty fucked.
Just a thought that went through my brain is all. That's just what I'm saying.
That'd be so fucked. Yeah. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. I don't have anything else written down for Summer Game Fest, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing a few things, but I got this off the IGN site, and I guess they listed what's the big stuff that came out of there.
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now. So I have to ask, did Goat Simulator 3 not show up at Summer Games Fest? Was that not where that was shown off?
Oh, I think it might have been shown off there.
Because it's not a big deal. It really isn't.
No.
But that trailer was
Fun.
so good. It was so good.
Yeah, Goat Simulator 3. That trailer, I didn't know it was Goat Simulator until I saw like the second goat pop up, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this has got to be Goat Simulator.
Yeah, because it's a Dead Island reference. So I was like, is this a demake? One goat. All right, that's weird. Two goat. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, this is
Also,
Goat
there's a
Simulator.
Goat Simulator 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely missed that, I guess.
Dude, the simulator games are they just keep going. There's Power Wash Simulator, Lawnmowing Simulator, fucking
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, there were a lot of
Bus
those.
Simulator,
Absolutely.
and that they make sequels to them. So that's around ever. But next we get to move on to the chunk of this week, which was the Xbox showcase, which was actually a pretty good showcase this
I
year.
have to say, absolutely was.
There's a lot of good things that they showed off. A lot of things I probably won't touch. Just because they're just not what I
Hell,
would play.
the core conceit of the presentation was kind of brilliant for a studio that knows it's not going to have the strongest outing
Mm-hmm.
at the end of this year. So they played the best Uno reverse card, which is, yeah, how about we just tell you what's coming in the next 12 months? Because, oh boy, we have stuff coming in the next 12 months.
That
Brilliant.
may or may not get played.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah. But they started off with Redfall. They showed gameplay Redfall. It played pretty much how I figured it was gonna play. Like a first person, like, super power shooter. Where you and friends fight against not zombies, vampires. It looked okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fine. I'm genuinely kind of disappointed after
Yeah.
what they showed off in the previous cinematic stuff. I guess it is still kind of like I was hoping for something a bit more Left 4 Dead.
Yeah. And it was less superpowery that was shown off in the original, like in the original the their first cinematic or whatever made it look like, super, like the superpowers were gonna be like a very constant thing or whatever, but it just felt like very few and far in between, or whatever they were just showing was just bad footage.
Hey, worst case scenario, day one Game Pass.
Yeah, it is day one Game Pass.
So maybe we have the wrong of it, but we'll get to check it out. I don't know. I was somehow let down despite having very little expectation.
Yeah, like, how could you let down? How could you let me down? I
Like,
didn't
like
have any
seriously,
expectations.
the bar was so low. What are you doing?
I couldn't even play Limbo with this bar. That's how low it was. Yeah, it looked okay. They'd have to show me more to actually get me to like be like, okay, yeah, maybe. Shut off. Hollow Knight Silk Song.
It's real. Well, the trailers are real anyway.
Yeah. Hollow Knight sequel. So yeah, everybody that loved the Hollow Knight, man, they're eating good.
Well, they're not, is the problem. People have been waiting to hear more information
Yeah, I
on
know.
this
Mhm.
for months.
Oh yeah, I know a ton of folks who love Hollow Knight. I
Oh,
mean, love
yeah.
Hollow Knight.
They're eating
Right?
good
And it's
now
so
because
good.
they got Hollow Knight. They got it.
Yeah.
And frankly, having Hornet be the lead is like super exciting because she's a lot more dynamic than what was the little hero's name? I don't
I
remember
don't know.
now.
I didn't play Hollow Knight.
It was cute. It was a fun little game. I didn't
Yeah.
complete. I didn't get through like all of the special stuff, but I did play through it. Like it's super nice. It's a really good Metroidvania, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I'll probably end up investing a little bit of time into Silksong. I'm just happy that all the people that have been waiting, wearing their clown makeup for months, finally got something new.
Well, they still have to wait like 12 months at
Hey,
max.
at worst, they know that they know it's 12 months away. They have information now.
Yeah. It's funny because I go to the wiki and it says before June 12th, 2023.
Yep, that's the cutoff.
Yeah. From the creators of Rick and Morty, bring you High on Life, this weird as fuck game.
I'm actually interested in this. It looks.
I told you that there would be an audience for this. Now, I didn't think for a second it'd be
it
leaked.
was leaked.
So this has surprised me. But I told you there was going to be an audience for this.
It's
Well,
weird. I like weird.
yeah, that makes sense because this did give me very, very subtle Oddworld vibes. Like it's not a strong comparison, but makes sense now that I think about it. That yeah, you would kind of like this vibe.
Yeah, I saw the trailer and I was like, what?
I initially misread it. I thought it was a Rick and Morty game, and I was trying to figure out what was Rick and Morty about it.
No, just the creators. But that'll come out within the next year, I guess. But I saw that and I was just like, I mean, I definitely could tell that the people from Rick and Morty made this because Rick and Morty is also a weird as fuck show.
True.
So,
it sounded like it was from it. I tell you what, the voice direction is exactly what I remember from hearing from all the trailers.
yeah. So everybody that plays League of Legends and all of the other Riot stuff, get fucked because all you have to do is pay a small price of $16.99 and you get literally everything.
For $16.99, where'd you get that number from?
Is that not how much Game Pass costs?
Pretty sure it's $10.
Not Game Pass Ultimate costs $16.99.
Okay, yeah, probably. That makes sense.
I don't know if it's just base Game Pass you get it, but if it's Game Pass Ultimate, it's $16.99.
This is a wild one, right?
Yeah.
I've been saying that this is like a great idea, but also I can see how this would be kind of weird. So obviously, like League of Legends has been around for 11 years, 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
So people have invested quite a lot into the League system, whether it be League itself, the new Wild Rift, the card game Legends of Runeterra, the shooter Valorant, or even just TFT. You know, like me. Not that I've invested anything into that yet. We'll see. But having the ability to pay for Game Pass and pick up all of the core material in every game is wild. all the champions in League of Legends and Wild Rift, all the operators in Valorant, all the core card packs, I believe they call foundation packs in Legends of Runeterra, and I think it's just some fun extra nonsense in TFT. But that is great value. But I have no idea who they're trying to get into this. I guess it's new players on the Xbox side of things, but I feel like if you haven't played anything League of Legends related yet, this isn't actually going to win you over, despite it being a crazy value.
It's probably get people to play Valorant though.
Maybe it's still relatively new, I guess. Yeah, and honestly, having access to all the operators was A, something I didn't know you didn't already have, and B, sounds super strong from a you want to be useful standpoint.
Yeah. So yeah,
It's a super great idea. I just don't know if it's going to pan out the way everyone thinks.
I also feel bad for anybody that's played League of Legends and shit from like the early point on or whatever, that has spent their time and money into well, not money, but their time.
You might have spent money. It used to be there were big old bundle packs that you could just get most of the champions that way.
I think the money aspect of it was just for because of the inclusion of skins.
No. You have to buy the champions too.
Yeah, but you weren't able. You can't do it now, but I'm pretty sure you weren't able to just buy champions. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you absolutely could. You would purchase RP and buy champions.
Oh yeah.
I know this because I bought a bundle.
Oh yeah. Never mind. Okay, yeah, time and money.
Yeah, you were right the first time. Time and money
into this game, and then all you have to do now is just spend $16.99 at most, $16.99, and you get access to everything. Now, that being said, there is a chance that if you stop using Game Pass, you don't get access to your shit anymore.
I'm pretty sure it's more than a chance. I think that is the big driving factor for this. Is as long as you have Game Pass, you have access to all of this. So
Yeah.
I would absolutely assume that if you break in your sub, you will no longer have access to that account, or at least you won't have access to all the stuff on that account. You will just have access to the free rotation and all of that's whatever you yourself have purchased.
Yeah. So, I guess technically, on a technical standpoint, there is a certain point in time where your money would not be well spent if you were just doing this just to play League of Legends, just to get all the characters. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. In the short term, I guess it definitely feels shitty for people that have spent their time and money in this game, because now everybody just gets access to it. So.
Yeah, I imagine there'll be a lot of people complaining about that. But I imagine there's actually probably going to be a fairly large constituent that just doesn't care.
Yeah.
Because they know these people aren't going to stick around. And besides, they weren't going to get all the new fancy skins anyway.
True.
That would have been killer. Imagine if you get every character and like all the skins up to a point. Man, people would have been mad.
Oh, they wouldn't have done that. That would have been
no, because that's the crux of their the monetization.
Yep. A Plague Tale Requiem. Now, before the first trailer for this game came out, I didn't even realize there was another Plague Tale game.
Yeah,
there is.
There is. It's beautiful. Well, it's horrendously ugly, but like on purpose. Like it is this terrible, awful wasteland with like the worst things happening, but it's beautiful and it's so well put together, and I want nothing to do with it. Like I will sing this game's praises from like an outside perspective. I will never play this game.
What type of game? It's a
Story
it,
focused. I don't want to call it. I guess adventure game.
yeah,
It's
it's
from
like
what
an
I can see,
action
it's
adventure
pretty
game, right?
linear. Yeah. Enjoying the video? Remember to like and sub. Helps out the channel a bunch, and we're grateful for everyone we get. And you're traveling along with siblings,
Yeah.
and you're in this plague-infested world, and I think the little brother has the ability to control rats. Just a veritable tsunami of plague-infested rats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
did.
metal.
Yeah, I didn't even realize there was a game before this game, A Plague Tale: Innocence.
Hmm.
But
It
apparently,
did really well. It was well received.
well, good. I mean, maybe one day I'll play it. I don't. Probably
It'll
not.
probably be on Game Pass, so
Oh yeah, this is true. Game Game Pass.
it's a great way to try things if nothing else.
It's true. Forza Motorsport was shown off.
Sure was.
Looked good.
Car
Looked
porn at its finest.
looked like a Forza game. That was nice. Um, Flight Sim Porn was showed off.
Yep, sure was.
They showed off some new planes that you can fly as, and
Yeah, the Wright brothers' first plane, the Spirit of St. Louis, and, you know, a Pelican.
a Pelican from Halo. That was pretty cool. I will never play this game. One, because it takes way too much space on your computer.
Too much. Over 100 gigs,
That
right?
is
Something like that.
currently my only issue. I want to play this game, but I would need to actually go out and buy a new hard disk for it.
Yeah. So
But I do
much.
actually genuinely want to play this game, so I might at some point in the future
If I
do
ever
that.
pick up a joystick, if I ever pick up a flight stick or whatever, maybe I'll download it one day and just fucking fuck around and fly around everywhere. But not at the moment. But if I do pick up a flight stick, it's probably going to be because of the last game on this Xbox list, which we'll talk about later. Overwatch 2. They showed off Overwatch 2. The biggest thing I could I guess commend for their decision is finally free to fucking play.
It has such strong free to play energy. It's amazing that it took this long.
Like fuck.
Like, this game was so heavily reliant on loot boxes for its monetization anyway.
Yeah.
I have no idea why they sold it in the first place.
I was like, $60 is way too much to fucking
Yeah, and they sold it at full price. That's right.
for this fucking game. And I mean, Overwatch was fun. I liked playing Overwatch for a decent bit, but I grew
I
out
was
of
playing
it.
it at the beginning. I didn't. Yeah, as that scene like matured and grew up, I just found it less and less endearing.
Hmm. But
Like, let me play with other scrubs, please. If I start winning, like, it's not even just the like MMR is bad. No. MMR is brilliant. I just like I'm not built for that.
yeah. Uh, but finally free to play. I wonder because there is supposed to be a campaign S type thing in this game.
Yeah, there's gonna be a PVE thing. I don't know. I still am unsure of like what degree it covers. I think it's meant to be narrative driven.
Yeah,
Um,
just don't know if it's supposed to be. I don't know if they're monetizing that. With the
I
story
could be.
aspect of the
Yeah,
game.
that's fair enough. I mean, maybe. I think we did get a hint at it with one of the other. What I'm assuming is going to be a PVE section with the Junker Queen.
Yeah.
We know that she exists. We've heard her before, and now we see her, and we see her rise to power, taking over from I forget what his name is, Howl or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She looked great,
Yeah.
or rather, I am a simple man, and she had big muscles. So
I see muscles. I get hard.
Look, look. It's just neuron activation, right?
Yeah, it's just neuron. Next up, they showed our history untold.
Yeah, they did. I love that
But
actress, by the way.
yeah, which I'm just assuming, like, I mean, it's not made by the Civilization people, but it's going to be Civilization? Question mark? Most likely.
Yeah, there's
It's
another one called Humankind or something like that.
yes, as a matter of
Yeah,
fact.
that's fun to play. I had to go with that. But it is very much like Civilization as well.
Well, this game literally like looked like okay, so they didn't show any gameplay, but the way they presented it was honestly a Civilization trailer.
I mean, to be fair, like, how else do you show off a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, you could just make a Civilization game not about like actual Earth civilizations.
That is true. That is true. They don't do that though.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, Civ. I think Civ 2 had an add-on you could download to do it. Basically, go into another planet or a fantasy realm. But it's exactly the same gameplay, just paint,
Yeah,
skin over the top of it.
Yeah.
ESO High Isles. People are interested in the new expansion for Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
I am how many fucking expansions does the game have now?
It's done well for itself.
Not a lot. I mean, it's picked itself up from the shit show that it was when it first came out. So
sure. That's actually a fairly safe way of putting it, actually.
So, they showed off the pit for Fallout 76. The not as popular DLC for Fallout 3 that nobody wanted. Because apparently, what's the... Did any of you guys play Fallout 3?
Yes, and New Vegas.
Yeah, there was a DLC for Fallout 3 that everybody liked, and it wasn't the pit. And I can't remember what it was. I think it was
there was
the Florida
Anchorage.
DLC.
There was Anchorage, the Pit, Broken Steel, Lookout, and
The one that you went to Florida in. There's a DLC that you went to Florida in Fallout 3. That everybody liked. But they decided to give 76 pit. So I don't know who's playing Fallout 76 now.
I genuinely don't know, because as far as I'm aware, it's still trying to recover.
Possibly. I mean, I played it for like a week when it came out.
Is anyone playing on Twitch now?
That's a good question. Let's check. Twitch.
It's not the best way to tell if a game's healthy or not, but it sure as hell is an easy way to judge whether it's alive at all.
Fallout 76. Wow.
Go on then.
There are 256 viewers.
That's not great.
It's a lot more than I expected.
Is it though?
Yeah, actually it is.
I was expecting a little bit higher than 300 people total, both playing and watching.
Oh, well, there's, let's see, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 33 people streaming it.
And I guarantee you, most of those people are just watching the first two folks.
Yeah, there's 91 on I'm assuming this is Korean.
Well, there's your point proven. This game is not in the best way. It's interesting to see it still getting updates.
I mean, Bethesda got to get their money from something somehow. Who knows? This next bit I was actually pretty hyped for it ever. Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels collaboration.
Yeah.
That looked really cool, and
Yeah.
when it actually pops up, I might re-download Forza, or Forza 5 and actually like play a little bit.
So, as I understand, this is not the first time they've had a collaboration,
No.
because the reason why I was interested in Forza Horizon 4, I believe, was because I saw the big orange Hot Wheels track. I was like, I'm sorry, what? Yes. Wait, a racing game that doesn't take itself super seriously? I'm in. And then, of course, like 2 months after I see that, 5 was announced and it was gorgeous.
It's
So yeah, no, like
so
this is brilliant.
yeah, no, I saw the tracks and I was like, yes.
Yeah, this is why I like Horizon infinitely more than I like Motorsport.
Well, I don't like
Like
racing
this,
games really, but
neither do I. Like I haven't for a very long time, and the ones that I did like, I'm sure you'll back me up on this, were different because I like the underground games, and I liked maybe
oh
the
yeah,
original Need for Speed games way back in the day.
dude,
Um,
Underground 1 and 2, and then
yes,
uh, dude, I played a shit ton of Midnight Club.
I never played Midnight Club. Nothing against it, I just never got round to it.
It was so good.
But yeah, like
uh,
it's games like that, the games that are more arcadey in theming, that I'm
Yeah.
interested in. Like I don't care just to have a really pretty car and drive around a circuit. It's
yeah.
neat. It's very realistic. That's not why I want to play the game. However, if you drop me out of like an AC-130, um, by parachute into the jungles of Mexico where I can fly, yeah, no, I'm here for that. And if you introduce Hot Wheels to it, yeah, I want to do the loop-de-loops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Loop de loops, ridiculous spoilers.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about Micro Machines? I loved that shit. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Micro Machines.
Yeah, let's go around ridiculous tracks. I love that.
Um, we got a very short trailer of Vin Diesel Simulator.
Protecting his prehistoric family.
Yep.
Yeah, family.
Yeah, we have a short trailer to go along with the other short Arc 2 trailer we've seen. So,
Yep.
I mean, it's great that they want to use Vin to show, but maybe show stuff unless we just can expect it's Arc but with Vin Diesel in it.
Yeah, it's probably just gonna be Arc, but with Vin Diesel. This is also the people that shittily made fucking Atlas. That
I'm
was
still furious that
I'm
I can
so
get
am
my money
I.
back.
Oh, okay. I got my money back, but that's because I saw that you couldn't get into the game right off the bat, and I was like, I'm just gonna fucking I'm just
I
gonna.
have not played anything in that game. I could never get my money back because the servers were fucked.
Ah.
And the moment I saw that this was just an Arc clone, but with it
Mhm.
retrofitted with new menus, I immediately went to get my refund, and they would not give it back. So
You,
I was sour. I still am sour. I'm always going to be salty.
you could glitch the game to make the Arc menus come back.
Yeah, and that's how we all find out. We're like, oh no, I'm not in for this. No.
This is an Arc game. Next they showed off Scorn. And this was this was the part of the conference where I had to pretty much start going to work, so I wasn't able to actually look at Scorn gameplay.
So this is that like I
I
would
will
say,
describe it as Scorn, right? I'll
yeah,
describe it as H.R. Geiger and Clive Barker having a baby.
yes, correct.
It
Yeah, we
it
have seen it before.
yeah. It's just weird, kinky, exotic thing that you kind of like. It's yeah. I can't really. I don't know what the goal of the game is. You are this person that is traversing this land, right? This weird place, and you're taking advantage of the environment and the creatures within it, but also you have to be really careful because the creatures will fucking murder you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The
Oh
wiki
yeah.
literally says this game is inspired by the works of visual artists H.R. Geiger and uh I did you say did Saul Biskinsky?
No.
No. Clive Barker, and because of the way it looked as well.
Oh no,
H.R. Geiger for sure.
But H.R. Geiger, but I don't know what this guy is. A very Polish name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I have to look it up.
Yeah.
Visually, it pleases me because I like the weird horror.
Visually, it pleases me. It is described as a first-person biopunk survival horror adventure.
Oh, okay.
Might have been pretty on the money there with the Clive Barker call out then, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to see it? Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now.
See what?
A certain cube.
I guess if you want your soul torn apart, look forward to it. Hope for the best. I don't know.
The cube. Next they showed off with Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. This game looked interesting.
I heard several people, because I was watching people's reactions, I saw several people immediately say, is this for spoken? And I cannot blame them. Like, yeah, it's not, it doesn't really look like it, but I can absolutely see how you got there.
Yeah, yeah, I can't argue with that, actually. It does kind of have a Forspoken-esque I wouldn't say visual,
It's
but
a
like
movement, yeah, it's a
core?
movement-centric action game, right?
Yeah.
And that's
I see.
currently most of what we know about Forspoken. So like
Mhm.
I can see how like the ideas are so similar that people weren't sure at first. The dead giveaway is that Flintlock comes with an adorable anime critter. So
Mhm. Yeah, actually, yeah. That is a cute little Scrimblow. Yeah, it was like you have like a sword and you have a flintlock pistol and you're able to like dive into the shadows and like
it's really neat.
do stealth shit, you know? And I was like this is pretty good. A description is join humanity's last stand as gods and guns collide in an all-new action RPG open world. And it's an open world. So, this was one of the games that I looked at and I was like, it's day one Game Pass. Yeah, I'll probably most likely download it and play it.
Yeah.
Unless I hear like raving reviews for it, and then I just fucking put the money down and play it anyway. But yeah, that was that game, and there's like 2 other games in this entire thing where I was like, you know what, this is pretty good. But now we get to move on to the newest RTS in gaming history.
Oh
Minecraft
God, it's an
Legends.
RTS.
Yeah, Minecraft Legends
Really?
is an RTS. Yes.
Right, yeah, that's kind of important.
Wait, can you build your levels?
I don't think
Can you build your own levels?
I don't know. They didn't go
It'd
into
miss
too
the
much detail.
opportunity.
They didn't
I
go
hate
into
to say
too
it,
much detail.
I don't think you can. I think you're just amassing your army of Minecraft units.
Yeah.
Oh, if they don't have a level maker, they're silly.
I would agree, though. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard a joke when I was watching Gigaboots react to the fucking thing where somebody in their chat was like, "Hey, get it? Warcraft, Starcraft, Minecraft."
Ha.
They're all RTSs now.
Do you think that was the pitch? That was the pitch exactly.
You know what? I could see
like,
that. People
Minecraft,
people sitting at Mojang and they're like, all right, what can we do next with Minecraft, all right? What does Minecraft sound like? Warcraft? You're on the right track there. Starcraft? getting closer. What if we make Minecraft into an RTS? And then they probably threw the guy out the window. And then a couple years later, they were like, you know what? You may have an idea here. Let's make a fucking RTS. That's
I, for one, am looking forward to the Minecraft character action game.
Is that a joke or is that actually happening?
That's a joke. It's a joke.
Oh, I was about
Well,
to be
you
like,
know,
Uh-oh.
isn't there one already? Pretty sure.
No, I believe
Minecraft Adventures or something.
I think Dungeons is just a traditional...
Or Dungeons. There's also
yeah.
bloody Choose Your Own Adventure on Netflix.
That's true,
oh,
yeah.
God. God, could you imagine a fucking Minecraft character action game?
Not really.
Dude, we get to play Steve. Steve Minecraft.
God, he's just gonna have his Smash moveset.
Yeah, right. Next, what they showed off, I thought at first it was Tractor Simulator, but it's a little bit. This is actually up Leak's alley. Lightyear Frontier.
Now, why would you say that?
One name, tell you what.
I mean, oh, yeah. Why do you think this would be up your alley, Leak?
I don't know.
Did you not see?
No, you don't understand. That was an honest question.
Yeah, that was an honest question.
No,
Thanks, I haven't seen it yet. Oh, okay.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
No, I there's so many fucking stuff to go through.
So Lightyear Frontier is a
Wait, there's a robot. Okay.
It's a space farming simulator.
It's a space farming with robots. Yep. Actually, you're right. You nailed it.
Yeah, Stardew Space Titan Maker.
Yeah.
You get the manage a farm as a robot in a untold planet.
But you can also go on adventures.
No, it's a mech technically because there's a guy piloting it. Cool.
Oh,
Yes.
It transforms.
It does.
There you go. It's right up your alley.
Yes.
So, next they showed off a trailer for Gunfire Reborn. I have played this game. I own Gunfire Reborn actually. It is a furry-esque roguelike game.
I'm sorry, what?
You play as animals in a first.
Oh no,
person
I've seen it.
roguelike.
Yeah, I've seen folks play this.
Yeah, I have this game. I've played it. It's all right. But I think it's finally coming to consoles because I think at the moment it's just on Steam.
Oh yeah, no, the trailer was the first I'd heard of it. So
yeah, I played it with Zeke and the others like a year and a half ago because I think it's like on Steam it was like an early access, and it was like cheap early access like $4. And we were all like, yeah, well, why don't we try it out? All right. And it's all right. I never got past the first level, but yeah, and it's co-op as well, so pretty all right. Then they showed off the last case of Benedict Fox. This was also a time where I was at work, so I don't exactly know.
It's a side jumping puzzler type of thing, right?
Yeah, it's not quite a Metroidvania, I don't think.
It reminded me, the brief moment I saw it, and sorry if I'm wrong, it reminded me of the bloody flashback 2. Was it flashback 2?
Flashback to...
Yeah. That was also showcased.
Oh.
Flashback is a side-scrolling puzzle jumper thing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking at it, yeah, it's the Lovecraftian meets Metroidvania type fucking
video game. I guess that's fair.
Okay.
It's definitely gothic for sure. More Victorian age anyway. And yeah, you're playing what I assume is a detective of some kind as he gets led around by this dark force that he may or may not be able to actually hear and dive through into people's memory. It's wild. Like, but it looks like it's going to be interesting in the same way that things like Braid and Limbo are, only with a more immediately understandable narrative.
Yeah. It looked interesting, actually. I mean, I'm not into Metroidvanias.
I agree. No, I think it genuinely did.
I think the last Metroidvania that I like looked at and was like maybe was like a Bloodstain Ritual Ritual of the Night.
Ritual of
Is
the
that?
Night. Yes.
That was like the last one that came out that I was like, this looks interesting enough. But
I mean that's what happens when you're just a Castlevania game made by Castlevania folks, eh?
Yeah.
Turns out they know what they're doing in the genre.
Yeah, turns out. The next is honestly the one game in this entire thing that I looked at and was like, why does this even exist? As Dusk Falls. I have no idea. This is a narrative game, all right, that has the worst looking or the worst directioned animations ever, where it's literally
Careful.
just
It's won awards from the Tribeca Film Festival.
yeah. I mean, wow, okay.
Look,
that's cool.
I'm not actually here to argue against you. I'm not sure what they're going for either.
It's. I just don't. Okay, so like this could be an okay story or whatever, but like the way the animation, I guess it's kind of like a IRL comic book type thing, but it just look like the animations for it just take me out of it. So I mean, it could have a nice story, but who knows? Apparently, you explore some entangled lives of two families across 30 years, in starting in 1998, with a robbery gone wrong. The characters' lives depend on choices you make. Every family has secrets. Every secret has a price. So that's what the description of the game is. So I mean, it could have a good story, but it's just the way that the way that they do the fucking animation is just, it puts me out of it. I couldn't pay attention to it. I'd probably fall asleep. But if it won some a Tribeca Film Festival award, then I guess it's gonna be a cult classic.
We'll certainly see. Time will tell.
Next they showed up that Naraka is coming to fucking consoles. Naraka Blade Point. That's the
How old is this game?
Couple years.
Yeah, okay. So this game has been around for a bit. Like it's the battle royale, the melee battle royale game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They spent
seen...
an awful lot of time on this one.
Yeah. A lot of people play this game. A lot of people like playing this game. I never saw any interest in it. Though I haven't ran into a battle royale that I've liked playing in quite a while. So whether it be melee or not. But I mean, hey, people that only have consoles, they can now play it. So, or well, when it comes out, I don't forget when the date is when it was coming out, but I think it's pretty soon. They showed Pentiment, which is actually an Obsidian game.
How is it?
Yeah, it's made by Obsidian. There was some rumors going around that Obsidian was like some people from Obsidian were working on like a very low budget, like kind of I don't want to say point and click adventure, but like a very like low budget like RPG.
I feel really bad. I thought this game was Card Shark, so I skipped it. I didn't look at this trailer at all.
Yeah, it's like a point and click adventure book where you're able to where you go in and I don't know. They didn't explain too much of it. It was just a trailer. But it looks not something that I would play, but it's a very choice matters video game.
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now.
So, but it's by Obsidian, which means it's probably going to be pretty decent. They haven't made a very bad game in quite a while, so still waiting on them. Oh, still waiting on Microsoft to be like, "Hey, Obsidian, you want to make New Vegas 2?" Hashtag maybe one day. Grounded's finally getting released, like officially. So if people that are currently playing Grounded like playing Grounded, you're finally playing a released video game and not just a game in early access.
That is true. So there you
go. You and your I saw this. This is the game that has the arachnophobia setting.
Yes. Yes, it
Okay.
does.
Where the spiders turn into just orbs.
Yep.
Which is pretty funny. But they had to actually they had to quickly put that in because the spiders in this video game looked terrifying actually, and people with arachnophobia were like, I cannot play this game, and so they quickly did put in an arachnophobia setting in there, which was pretty nice. But this was what is it? This is the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids video game. So that's finally coming out. Next they showed off Erebon Shadow Legacy. Which I like. I'm trying to remember what this game was.
This was the one that I am hard pressed to remember as well. This is the one that didn't make a strong opinion on Urame, is what this one was.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh no! Okay. This is the one where you turn into shadows and you're able to run around and stealth everywhere. That not Flintlock.
I have no memory of it. I'm looking at it now. I have no memory of this.
I remember this. This is the game that I also thought was kind of interesting because you're able to like. At first, like the beginning of it didn't seem like it was going to be interesting at all, but then it went to the point where you're able to turn into shadow and like stealth kill a bunch of stuff. And it looked honestly pretty nice. It's a stealth action adventure game.
Okay, so this tells me that it didn't not make an impact on me. I missed this one because this sounds like something that would be up my alley.
Yeah. It actually looks really nice, and it looks open world as well. So, but there's no release date for this either. So it's again in the 12-month time period mark. So yeah. Then they showed off Diablo 4.
Man, it's hard to have an opinion on this one, isn't it?
I mean, it looks good to me. That's my opinion.
So
it looks good.
Yeah, that's fair enough. They showed off Necromancer. Necromancer looks great. The game itself they showed off looks good. It does carry a bit of baggage for me, though.
Oh yeah.
I can't not think of Immortal.
Yeah.
And I recognize that this is not Immortal. And the PR team has already come out and said, nope, this is a full title, $60. Only thing we're charging for are customization. What was it? It's just to change your appearance.
Yeah.
And I know this, and I've said this, I think I said this on the last podcast. I understand Diablo 4 is not Diablo Immortal and will not be monetized in the same way. That doesn't stop me from going, hey, you all did some real shitty stuff with Immortal, and I now don't trust you.
No, I agree.
I agree too.
I just looked at the game. I looked at the game and I was like, okay, this is looking good. I will then have my opinion because I signed up for the beta that they that they announced yesterday or the day before yesterday. I signed up for that, so hopefully I get into that so I can see what if they reveal any like shitty shit along the way.
Oh, but you know they won't until it's already been out for a week.
Yeah. There are some companies that put their shitty shit in the demo, or the demo, or like right before the game comes out.
Oh, look. Blizzard is many things. Blizzard is a bit conniving and really poorly when it comes to their devs. Blizzard's not stupid, though.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what type of stupid you're talking about here, because they also are pretty stupid.
Not when it comes to, I mean, yeah, when it comes to money, but man, I don't know. I hope.
And
Look,
lawsuit stuff and unionization stuff, etc.,
Yeah.
etc.
I just hope I'm wrong about this. I don't plan on picking it up anyway. But I hope for the sake of people who do, they're not preyed upon.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it looked pretty decent to me. Just the presentation of the game is what I'm talking about. But obviously we will see how Blizzard does or doesn't fuck it up in the coming months, because it is also slated for next year. They then talked about the Sea of Thieves season 7.
It was a cute trailer though. It was very good.
Yeah, it was a very good trailer.
Doesn't tell you anything. It's just more Sea of Thieves, but it was a very good trailer.
I mean, it's just another Sea of Thieves season. So if you've been playing Sea of Thieves, you're gonna play more Sea of Thieves. The next showed off a 3D pixel art action adventure game called Ravenlock. This game also caught my interest because it looked distinguishable from like all the other games, just because of how everything is done in 3D pixel.
Yeah.
Especially like all the enemies that you're supposed to be fighting. They're like, one of them's like a giant fucking caterpillar or whatever, and I don't know. It looked interesting.
It should be stated, because I think it's a bit important, that when he says 3D pixels, he doesn't just mean Minecraft.
No,
just
yeah,
like
okay, I don't mean
blocks.
Minecraft.
Like, it's like,
honestly, it looks more like Legos.
Even then, I don't think that's entirely accurate.
No, it's not. It's not. It's more akin to Legos than it is Minecraft.
It's some good stuff. The artistic design on it was a novel idea, well executed.
Yeah. It's an action fairy tale. God, coming of age adventure. So it's gonna be a nice little coming of age story that a lot of people like. I suppose it's obvious. It's the final game in its unofficial Voxel trilogy. Because like the studio, what is it? Echo Generation, or not? Well, Echo Generations is a game, but it's like a new IP in the studio, and there's two other games that are kind of similar to this game. So it's one of those. Next they showed Cocoon, which,
man, this was a puzzle game and a half.
Yeah. It's a weird puzzle game with elements of you being like I don't know. Like this was the trailer that I had to look away a few times because it was in 60 frames, and when they did like the jumps between like scenes or whatever, it was so like off-putting.
I did not have any issue. The perspective shifts and the hopping between parallel, let's call them dimensions, was really, really neat. It's a fun way to conceptualize a puzzle game without just, being missed again.
Well, I had to look away just because my eyes were like
sure.
I was going cross-eyed. Yeah, but no, it's interesting. I like puzzle games. Though I I like puzzle games that aren't just puzzle games, if that makes any sense. Like, I like games that that have puzzles in it, like Resident
Mhm.
Evil, like old school Resident Evil.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'll look at this, but I mean, I think it's going to be Game Pass.
I believe so, yes.
Most of these indie type games that we're talking about are primarily day one Game Pass.
There are actually very few games that were shown off this event that are not Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoying the video? Remember to like and sub. Helps out the channel a bunch, and we're grateful for everyone we get.
Diablo is obviously not in Game Pass because Activision Blizzard wants their money, but
Yeah.
Callisto Protocol is also not Game Pass either. But they had that on their list of stuff too. Next, Team Ninja revealed the game that they're making, Wolong Final Dynasty.
What's it about?
Nuts.
Dalit actually has a lot of information on it because it looked like it was part of
I don't know about a lot of information.
Well, not a lot of information, but
from what I gathered from watching the trailer, it looked like it's set in the it looks like it's set in the whole Romance of the Three Kingdoms style thing, because we immediately see a person I don't immediately recognize who he is fighting the Yellow Turbans. It's like, oh, I know this group of people. I know the Yellow Turban Rebellion. And then it flashes to mysticism with someone eating something and turning into a bloody dragon. That's novel and neat. And then it ended with Lubu, and that's Lubu. And only Lubu ever looks like that in anything. So I'm pretty sure this takes place during, the Three Kingdoms time. And it feels, I want to say you said this, Aqua, it does feel like it could be the next logical step of Neo. Like, they don't want to just continue making Neo games, so now they've made a new take on that.
Yeah, I mean, it could not play as like Neo.
It's hard to tell. I don't think we actually saw any gameplay. I'm pretty sure everything we saw was rendered in engine, but it was all just cinematic.
Team Ninja made Ninja Gaiden, right?
Yes.
It could be a Ninja Gaiden type game.
Yeah, that is fair. It is one person versus other enemies. I mean, they have so many ways they could go about it, and they've shown that they can do new things. And I think maybe a Ninja Gaiden game might play better given what we've seen that they want to do.
Yeah. Hard
to tell though. It's really neat looking. I like the setting. I'm a big fan of when you go through the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Like I said, I used to play a lot of Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah.
Before even I was like, okay, you're just making the same game over and over again.
Do not pursue Lubu.
Nah, always pursue Lubu. He gives a bonus if you kill him. Actually, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes you just take him down and you get nothing for it. We told you not to. Either way, gameplay be damned, the setting's really neat. It looks really grimy. I don't necessarily mean that in a bad way. Everything looks filthy.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting choice. I'm used to everyone in that setting being very clean and pretty and everything. Again, Dynasty Warriors has kind of really trained me on what to expect. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of it. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more.
Depending on how far along this game was in development, I'm immediately going in my brain that that Stranger of Paradise was done by Team Ninja C Team.
Oh God, fair enough. Yeah, they've been busy, haven't they?
Yeah, because if this is
this
also
game,
a game,
this game is gonna come out within 12 months. Oh,
yeah, I was saying this is also a game that's coming out in 12 months or whatever. I'm going ahead and saying that this was that Stranger of Paradise was done by the backup team at Team Ninja, and that this game was the forefront of their development.
Yeah, I mean, hard to tell yet. We will find out when this game comes out. We'll find out where all the money and time was actually being spent.
Yep. Next, probably the biggest surprise of this entire week. All right.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 5 Royal all coming to Xbox and PC.
Hmm.
Um,
It was later established that it is coming to Sony as well,
yeah.
as I think the two that aren't on Steam are also getting Steam. I'm not sure about that. I am sure about
Oh yeah, they're
Sony.
coming to Steam as well. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. So, but like this was announced during the Microsoft thing. This is huge. Like these are the Persona games that people think about. People just don't think about Persona 1 and 2. These are the ones. And as far as I'm aware, they've never been on an Xbox before. So,
Nope.
come on, get up and get out there.
They've never been on a PC either. So I mean, other than
Well,
Golden.
Golden has.
Yeah. Fucking. I kept saying this earlier today and like last night. Dude, the modding community is gonna go fucking ham.
Oh, it's
They're gonna
yeah, they're gonna be crazy.
go so hard on these games, and a lot of them are not gonna be good. I was talking to Kogan on Twitter, and he was like, there's gonna be Kawakami nude mods, right? And I'm like,
Oh god.
yep.
I love Kawakami. Let's not make her any more awkward than her story already is.
Look,
I love her
I'm just
to death.
I'm just
Like,
happy
oof.
these are on PC because my friend is not able to use a controller, so
Yeah.
he can finally fucking play Persona 5.
Yeah, no, this is like these are all great. Persona 4 Golden is it is actually the best version of that. Persona 3 Portable, it's going to be a toss up. Some people prefer Fez, some people prefer Portable. It depends on what you're looking for. Portable has the better combat, but I think Fez has the better delivery of the story. But frankly, yeah, just playing through Persona 3 Portable is going to be enough for anyone to get it. And honestly, it kind of validates something that a lot of Persona 3 fans have been lamenting. FemC is back, and they've alluded to her in several games since this. They constantly use her music. Theodore has turned up in a bunch of things. Shinji, who's only savable during her route, has shown up in things in a weird is this before or is this during Persona 3 type of thing? It's nice to see them remember that she herself actually exists. Now, I'm actually kind of interested in this. I have a hard time making it through Persona games. I do. I usually only make it through like one run and then I'm done. But I've never played the Fem route, and it has a couple of additions that I am interested in the story. So it's not going to cost me anything extra. I'll absolutely check it out.
Yeah, the craziest thing about this is that fucking Persona 5 Royal day 1 Game Pass.
Yeah,
So
that's nutty.
if you have Game Pass, just get access to Persona 5 Royal and for free, and then you can play one of the best JRPGs to come out in this past decade.
It should also be noted that these three games do not come out at the same time.
Oh yeah, no.
Persona 5 Royal is actually the first one out the gate, which
Yeah.
I think personally is a mistake. I wouldn't want anyone who's like, if you're trying to win new people over, I wouldn't want anyone to start with Royal and go backwards. But realistically, this is for the fans that just want these games on a modern piece of hardware. So I believe, yeah, Persona 5 Royal comes out this year, and early next year is when
Yeah,
Persona 3 Portable and Persona
yeah.
4 Golden drop.
I have a feeling that if there's anybody in the modding community that liked Fess and wants like the answers or whatever, that they're gonna figure out a way to like mod in the answers into P3P.
I don't think they can. I don't think that's available. I don't think I don't because it's not just stuff that is cut off and just wasn't activated. I don't think it's on Portable. I think if you want to play Fez at this time, I think you're forced to either have the original hardware or to emulate it.
I mean, most likely, yeah. But I never underestimate modders, man.
It is, you're right. They can get up to some really interesting things. Big shout outs to the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 team that's literally remaking that game. Like they're literally making new characters. It's crazy.
Hideo Kojima showed up to say that he's working on a Xbox exclusive video game.
So like, I'm always happy to see Kojima, despite my harsh feelings towards him sometimes. But this was a weak announcement.
Yeah.
Like it was literally just Phil Spencer saying, "Hey, we're working with Kojima," and Kojima going, "Yeah, I'm working with Microsoft on this thing," which is no, that's it. That's the whole thing. We're
Yeah.
done. Bye.
The only other thing is that there's a rumor going around saying that Kojima's working on a horror game that's gonna be starring the actress that played Mama in Death Stranding.
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now.
So
yeah, but we don't know.
Okay.
We don't know what that is on because, so far as we are aware, Norman Reedus has confirmed that he's also working on a second project, and he made it sound like it was Death Stranding 2. But frankly, no shade to the guy. I don't know that he necessarily knows what he's talking about.
yeah.
He could be working on a completely different project and just not be aware of it yet. So it's hard to say which project. I mean, obviously, Death Stranding 2 is going to be a Sony thing because of the way it is. But with Kojima playing both with Sony and Xbox, he's a busy lad, isn't he?
Yep. And then we get to the coup de grace of this showcase. We finally see it, guys. Starfield gameplay.
It does exist.
It does exist. This game is so blatantly No Man's Sky.
It really is, though.
It's only but hilarious. There's a nice comparison video out on Twitter of a trailer for No Man's Sky and the trailer for this that was showing gameplay. It is very, very similar. But that's okay.
I was saying to the guys earlier before we started recording,
Mhm.
but the bit that made me giggle was the character creation. Todd Howard explaining how dynamic and detailed you can go into with character creation, and then it switched to the clip. Well, you can see by side the No Man's Sky. You could be fucking aliens in No Man's Sky, robots, aliens, anything you want, and they were just bog standard humans.
Hi, I'm Joe.
It was so funny.
I don't. So
I am human.
Human.
You'd have to think that there are like humanoid alien races in Starfield, but they didn't show any.
Yeah, just treat it like Mass Effect. Make them, humanoid-ish, but let them be different.
Yeah, but like they didn't show any at all. Like not even
Yeah, it was
just
all
like in the character
humans.
creator. They like any of the NPCs were all human.
Mhm.
That's true. I hadn't considered that.
The only aliens you fought were squiggly monsters,
Yeah.
Or
they
were just
crustacean
monsters.
crab ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, sure. Like statistically, for another humanoid race to evolve to our level, we don't know. Out in the world, maybe all alien life is just little squigglies or big monster crabs. We don't know.
It's true. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm of two minds on this, right? Because if we go off of what we saw, even given that it is quite literally just AAA No Man's Sky, if we go off of what we saw, I think this is spectacular. I think this is the best Bethesda game has ever looked. It looked very responsive as a shooter, and if it's going to continue having the deep, not customization, but role-playing mechanics of a Bethesda game, then it's going to be grand.
Yep.
However, this looked a little too perfect. And I am worried that they are hiding something. And if this is really just biting off No Man's Sky, then I worry that it'll bite off that one thing it shouldn't, which is the release. So, on one hand, I don't think I would ever stop laughing. On the other,
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong. Because
Yeah.
honestly, I kind of really want this game to be good. I
Hey,
want
man.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
People like to imitate greatness, all right? And No Man's Sky is pretty great.
It
right?
didn't. Yeah, it didn't
It
start off
became
good, but
great.
it
It
Yeah,
grew
worked
into
its
its
ass off.
greatness. No, I was, I guess I was talking the same thing earlier. I was surprised to see anything at all besides a cinematic trailer. So it's cool. They released a lot of gameplay stuff. It is good. It is a good thing. But yeah, it did look very, very smooth.
Yeah, it looked perfect, which is
Well, my only issue is that it ran at 30 frames because you could definitely tell.
it's
that
weird. I mean, you're right. It did, and after you pointed it out, I noticed it. That's not actually something that my eyes settled on.
Well, my eyes immediately settled on the effects that the dust was making when the the ship was landing, because it looked very bad. But no, like when it comes to shooters, you definitely want a stable frame rate, and it didn't look like it. Obviously, this game got pushed back to sometime next year, in the beginning of next year. So obviously, there's like probably a lot of quality check and assurance that they got to do that game.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
And I don't doubt that the game will run well enough at least. All right. It's just I was easily able to lock my eyes on the fact that like him changing ammo in the gun or whatever was not at a stable frame rate. So that was the only thing that put me off on that. Other than that, I'm afraid if this game is good, might be a game I spend half of next year playing. Because as they revealed at the end of the show, this game has 1,000 planets. All right. That's, a drop in the pond when you think of, fucking No Man's Sky that has 18 quintillion. But,
yeah, and on one hand, I imagine a lot of these planets are actually going to be curated. They're not just going to be procedurally generated. They'll be meaningfully built. But not all of them. Surely some of them will be procedurally generated, like
or
dead
uninhabitable
planets. Yeah, exactly.
And I don't think there'll be planets that are actually purely uninhabitable. I think they'll be, in the grand scheme of like the game or whatever, they're planets that the NPCs do not inhabit or whatever. But I don't think they're going to stop you from landing on a planet.
That's what they say. As a matter of fact, I think you're right, because that's what they've told us, if nothing else. All the planets have obvious points of entry, but according to Todd, we can land wherever we want.
Yeah. So
I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe it either.
But it is a good thing to be able to say.
Yeah, as I was saying last night, this is one of the reason why I'm not like super heavily into No Man's Sky is because I didn't like fully get into it when it first came out, so I didn't push into my the time into it. And then it gradually got more and more updates. There was more and more stuff to do. Finally got the update to be multiplayer, but I almost know no one that plays it. And it's one of those games I was telling him last night, I like the concept of playing Minecraft. All right. I think Minecraft's a fun game. I would never play it by myself.
Yeah, we were talking about this. Fair enough.
If I had a group of friends to play Minecraft with, like once every couple of weeks or something like that, I would fucking play it. But I don't know anybody I don't know any close friends that like consistently play Minecraft on like a weekly basis or something like that. And that's how I feel about No Man's Sky. All right, No Man's Sky is not a game that I kind of feel like I would play by myself or whatever. But if I had a consistent group of friends that played it or whatever, I'd probably be in it. Starfield, on the other hand, feels like just a normal single player RPG, like Fallout and Skyrim are, right? Just on the scale of you're able to do the same, almost the same things you can do in No Man's Sky, which is build your ships, build your base, or whatever, go to certain planets. But there's a lot of non-esoteric and like built storylines in this universe, right? You also can easily become space pirates. So we got to reenact Treasure Planet, man.
Hey.
So I'm like I am cautiously optimistic for Starfield because I don't trust Todd Howard and pretty much all the bigwigs over at Bethesda to manage a game like this. But I was also saying that if this game is super good, this could easily end up being one of Bethesda's best video games to ever come out, and probably one of their games to never end. Because like No Man's Sky, the way that they present this game seems like it could be a game that is easily updated once a year, like big updated once a year.
Yeah, and I think we were talking, like you said, we were talking about this earlier, and I think that there is an understanding in the industry. Like, there's been a big shift in it overall. I think one of those shifts have been the understanding, because of COVID, that you don't need to have a new game every year, and that if the continual support of an older title can lead to enough to justify, more releases.
Mhm.
Like it's something that I specifically noticed devs noticing in fighting games, but I have to assume this is true of any game that is even remotely. God, I hate I'm going to say this, like a live service adjacent type of game. Any game
Mhm.
that can be allowed to go on. And it's just that, like, yeah, during COVID, you couldn't put out new games. You didn't have the manpower to put together the games and put it out. So a lot of devs just continued supporting, and they put out paid for DLC, and they were able to continue to make a profit with minimal input. Which is, I mean, how games originally started when DLC was first a thing. The
Mhm.
initial idea was, well, can this replace a new release every year? And for whatever reason, it was decided that the answer was no. Um, so now it seems like we're going back to that for a bit, and I'm all about it. I would love to see this be like Bethesda's new Oblivion. I get I should probably be saying Skyrim because that's the big moneymaker, but I assume they want people to think about this like Oblivion, where people aren't sick of it yet.
Yeah.
Like Oblivion is still like more so not Oblivion, but probably Morrowind. Morrowind and Oblivion are still spoken about like they're held in high regard. Like people talk about them in hushed tones with all this reverence. Whenever you bring up Skyrim, it's like, oh, again. Oh, it's good, sure, but again. And I think people do. I think Bethesda definitely wants us to go back to like really thinking. Yeah, Starfield is great. It's been around for like 8 years. They've supported it. Has great storytelling. It's just fun to play, and I think they have a potential with long-term support to earn that again. Especially because off the bat, this doesn't look like it's going to be Fallout 4 and a buggy mess. So that's always a good start.
Yeah, and it's a game that they can like finish making, release it, then have a team just dedicated to doing updates for this game,
Sure, yeah, exactly.
and then put the rest of their manpower onto making Elder Scrolls 6.
Yes.
So, I feel like that's probably the game plan for them. And like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic, but just a slight bit excited because I actually kind of want to see this game do good. I was memeing on it because we never saw anything about it.
I
But
still
now that
can't believe they really thought that we were going to believe it was going to ship this year when they had shown us nothing.
I had an idea that it could come out, but also Bethesda doesn't make a game that doesn't get delayed at least once. Every one of the Bethesda games have been at least delayed once.
Sure, but if you want me to believe you're going to put it out this year, you have to show me more than just an
Yeah, and this was the
in-engine
time.
trailer.
This was the time that they were gonna that they had the time to show us the stuff.
Yes, and now that they have, I'm all in.
Yeah.
I'll definitely give you that. Yeah, now that they have, I'm definitely all in.
So. Oh. Here's the kicker. Day 1 Game Pass.
That's true. That's insane.
So yeah, Game Pass still winning.
Like that's crazy.
Speaking of which, I think the PlayStation stuff came up today. Either today or tomorrow.
It did. It came up today.
Yeah. So people can upgrade their PlayStation account to extra and premium levels to extra, deluxe, and premium or something like that, and get their shit. I've got to upgrade mine to extra, so I get access to all them games. Before when Evan was telling me the list is actually looking pretty good. So it's just the PS3 games are streaming, and yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, White Knight Chronicles is apparently on that list.
Hey, maybe they'll do the thing.
Evan was like,
maybe
I
it'll
wonder.
Be online.
I wonder. He was like, I wonder if they'll put the servers back online. And I'm like, I highly doubt it. But
I wouldn't hold my breath.
If they did, I'd be like, all right, maybe I'll upgrade for like a month or two, and try out this streaming White Knight Chronicles. But I'm not holding my breath on that one. That was Xbox. That took an hour to get through.
Whoops.
Wow.
Well, we have just a little bit left because today, today they showed Capcom. Capcom had their showcase today, and let me tell you, I think this was the best showing of this entire week.
Yeah, probably. Actually, it's the one I'm most excited about. Tell you what.
Yeah. They started off super fucking strong, showing off the new update that's coming out in 2 weeks, Monster Hunter Sunbreak.
It's so good.
So Gormagala.
Yeah, my boy's in there.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was a chance, especially after seeing Malzeno. I didn't think there was a chance. Oh, he's back, and that probably means Shigaru and Chaotic are back. Oh, yeah, we take these W's.
We had a leak actually.
We did.
just like yesterday, actually, yesterday or the day before.
Where, and I didn't believe it for an instant.
No, it was a Spanish title like loading screen. But
yeah, I have no idea where it came from.
Yeah, the images on it had like, it had Gormagala, it had Espina in it.
Espina's, yeah.
Yeah, on it, and we were like, I was like, it's in Spanish, so it could easily be fake, but also easily be real.
Is it foreign or a really, really clever troll?
And
turns out it was just a foreign leak. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. I as soon as I saw Gormagala, I was like, "Dalit."
I literally, I logged in just to see if people were going to bother me about it, and they absolutely was like, "Yeah, I know." So yeah, no, Gormagala, the flagship monster of 4 and 4U, is back. To be fair, Gormagala hasn't been gone that long. He did turn up in the Cross and Double Generations and Generations Ultimate, I should say, and has only really been absent for World, which was entirely understandable. I cannot imagine them wanting to recreate that rig in World. But like with Nagakuga and Zenoga, Gormagala and Shigaru Magala became instant fan favorites. And so we have been bothering everyone who doesn't actually care for these monsters for them to return, and finally, The Rock has come back to SmackDown. Yeah, they're back. I am super excited, and they're joined by an unlikely partner. Espinas is a monster that was originally meant to be a mainline monster, but actually ended up being in Frontier. Frontier, as I'm sure a bunch of you Monster Hunter folks know, is the wacky, zany, let's make these monsters as ridiculous as possible game. But Espinas comes from an earlier version where it's still more in line with mainline Monster Hunter. So essentially, what we're getting is the flagship that wasn't. So I'm super looking forward to it. It's a big old poison boy that is an absolute tank. I can't wait for it to make hunting Kushaladora easier because it's
Um,
poison based.
yeah. Oh, looks so good. They named off a couple. I think it was a Lucent Narcocuga.
Yeah, Lucent Nagakuga, I'm actually super unfamiliar with. I know it appeared in Tri and 3 Portable, or Third Portable. No, not Third Portable, in Tri and 3U, but I was so casual in Tri that I never got to it.
I forget what else that they stated.
Doesn't
But
matter. Gormagala.
doesn't matter. Gormagala, and
Demo.
coming out tomorrow. Or
Yeah.
well, for you guys
It's been
that
out.
are listening, it's been out. Comes out Tuesday.
Oh, it's going to be great.
So I'll definitely be playing that tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
So that'll be nice. I can confirm that we are getting both Sly and Lav on next week
Nice.
to talk about Sunbreak. We've already planned out we're gonna talk about Sunbreak. And what we hope after, seeing all these updates for Sunbreak, what we get to experience. There's going to be another show a couple weeks after Sunbreak comes out, so we can talk about our initial impressions. And then one after the long list of updates that they talked about for this game come out. They said what? There's one in fall, one in winter, and more in 2023.
Yes, this sounds really impressive, but what they're essentially saying is, hey, do you remember what we've always done in Monster Hunter,
Yeah.
where every so often we put out new experiences for you? We are going to continue to support this game. So, like, frankly, amazing. It's always great to have this knowledge, but yeah, this is just more of the Monster Hunter team being absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And then we'll have another show probably around the time I don't know about the last update because I don't know how many updates they'll do for this game. But if they do only like 3, whenever either around the last time the last update is, we'll have another show. And maybe around the time a new Monster Hunter is out. Maybe there's a Monster Hunter World 2.
Let's not waste too much time on this. But
Yeah,
I
I
certainly
know.
hope
We have
so.
next week to talk about it.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. I know a lot of people are still iffy on World versus the older games, but I'm looking forward to whatever comes in the future.
I just know that a couple weeks ago, or not a couple weeks ago, back when they showed the I forget what monster they showed like a month ago or whatever. I just remember Izo saying, "I love Gormagala too, but could you guys shut up?"
This is what I was alluding to earlier. Everyone else gets to have like their favorite monster continuing to turn up. It's just been Legiacris and Gormagala fans that have had to wait, and we really haven't even had to wait long, but we are absolutely obnoxious about it. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry. we really like them. Also, I'm sorry, Laggy fans. He'll be back, I'm sure.
Yeah. I forgot to put it on the list, but I mean, as easy as it is forgettable, Exoprimal. They showed off Exoprimal more. Exoprimal. That's the team based.
Like I hate to say this, let's really not waste any time with this. The
Yeah.
big announcement is that there's going to be an open beta, and you can sign up for it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, go in there. There's like 6 or 7 different suits you can wear and fight dinosaurs.
Yeah. Can we just have Dino Crisis?
Man, I want a Dino Crisis game after seeing Resi 4. I do.
Yeah. They took like less than 2 minutes to give a message that Dragon's Dogma is going to have their own 10th anniversary event in a couple of days.
Please look forward to it.
So get probably 100%. That's where they're going to announce Dragon's Dogma 2.
Certainly hope so.
Yeah. Next was the last segment of Capcom, which was the RE segment.
God, it was a good segment.
They reshowed the trailer for RE4 remake. I thought they were going to show something new, but they didn't. That's okay.
Same.
That's okay. That's okay.
It is. It's fine.
But they announced the Resident Evil Village Gold Edition, which is going to come with a third-person mode, so you actually get to have you actually get to see Ethan Winters.
So I'm going to say this: I don't give a shit about seeing Ethan.
You just want the gameplay.
I don't like first-person Resident Evil. Like this being in third person is actually a huge thing for me. I might actually pick it up now because this is just how I've always enjoyed my Resident Evil experience.
You see, so I will say that Resident Evil Village should have been in third person. All right. But I will forever defend 7 being in first. That game would not have been as fucking scary if it was in third person. I think they got the formula fucking down correct in that game.
True. And with it coming to VR in Village, it's a good thing that they did it in first person first anyway. So
yeah. They showed off a trailer for the Shadows of Rose, which is going to be a DLC where you control Ethan Winters' daughter, Rose.
It looks like such a good idea.
Yeah. Is that your thought on that? It looked like such a good idea.
Like no, like straight up, like I'm kind of about that. Like I thought
am too.
That was just the end of like that little section of the story. I thought like,
I thought we were just gonna have to wait until Resident Evil 9.
Exactly. Now wait a game. No, this looks like really interesting, and we're diving around in. It's not the virus, but we're diving around in like whatever that stuff is that Ethan was made out of. We're seeing like
the metamycete.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And we're seeing like these weird kind of memories. Like it's a whole world in there. It's wild.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah,
I hate to say it. I'm more interested in this than I was in Village.
Yeah, true. This looks really good. I can't wait for that. Then they're upgrading Mercenaries, or updating Mercenaries, adding in some playable characters where you get to play as Chris Redfield, Heisenberg,
Chris Boulder Puncher Redfield.
Oh, Chris Boulder Puncher Redfield, Heisenberg, and Lady Dimitrescu,
and Alcina Dimitrescu.
Yep.
I wonder who everyone will be fighting to play.
Well, so not fighting to play because Mercenaries is a multiplayer.
I'm so sorry. I come from the era of Resident Evil 4 and 5.
Yeah, I come from the good era of Resident Evil.
I come from an era where they absolutely were. So no, allow me to rephrase. Now everyone can just play their 9-foot Dommy Mommy and throw around chairs.
Yeah, that's gonna be so good. That comes out in I think all that comes out in October. I think October was the release date for Gold Edition, right?
Mm-hmm. And it looks great. Like frankly, like this update is crazy.
Yeah. The last thing they showed off was Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 3 remake, and Resident Evil 7 are all getting next gen updates to their games. And if you already own the game, you get it for free.
Ta-da!
So I own 7 on PlayStation, I think. So I should be able to get that one. Actually, no, I think I own it on Steam. Either way, no matter where you own it at, the PC versions will just automatically be updated to input like their next gen capabilities, and the console version, all you have to do is go and get your upgrade on PSN.
And frankly, these games are cheap as hell, actually. So
Yep.
it's pretty.
Resident
It's pretty
Evil
good
games
value.
Resident Evil games go on sale very quickly too.
It's a deep discount and it's very frequent. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all we're going to be talking about this week, because while there is a lot more, it's already over 2 hours, and I don't think we can talk anymore.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Yeah. Out of this showing, this entire week, we do still technically have the Xbox Showcase extended tomorrow, where we're going to show off more footage of the stuff that was shown there. I highly doubt Starfield will be there, so most of those games I'm probably not gonna really care. I mean, there's a few on there.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they'll show any more extended footage on Starfield, but if they do, we'll look at it. Overall, me and Dalit already have our things that probably excited us the most out of these things. I'm assuming it's Monster Hunter.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes, Gore and Espina's this. I was vibrating.
Yeah, I'm excited by games that are not on the list, really.
Yeah, tell us these games.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, so there is a SCP game, SCP Secret Files, and like the one, Laboratory I talked about a couple of weeks ago. Was it last week? I can't remember. Yeah, it's not a shoot 'em in a team and escape. It's actually more like Alien Isolation, whereas a story-driven game, and you play as a lady initially trying to find the black box of a facility she was sent in, but then along the way something weird happens, and she's being interviewed in the trailer by someone asking where the fuck the black box is, and no one knows what it is, and she doesn't know clearly what happened. And even though in the thumbnail of the trailer there is a Plague Doctor SCP, it actually mentions in the trailer another one, which is spookier, SCP-701, which is basically a virus that infects people putting on a play called The Hanged King's Tragedy. And Hanged King itself is very scary. So yeah, lots of stuff. Very cool. Very excited. In fact, if you look at all the comments of the trailer, I watched it via IGN. People are tripping over themselves excited over this because SCP lore and stuff, creepypasta stuff, it all began as a community-based narrative. They just made stories up and it just spread and spread and spread. So now it's a game, like more games, great. Another one is Choo Choo Charles.
All right, I wasn't prepared for that. Fair enough. You've swung the pendulum really deep on this one.
Choo Choo Charles.
Oh, this is creepy. Holy shit.
Yeah, you know that Thomas the Tank Engine mod that keeps cropping up in lots of things?
I've seen this. I've seen this.
You've seen it. Yeah.
I've seen this game, yeah.
It was a trailer like last year or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I want to play this.
This game is creepy as fuck.
Yeah. Another one is Gungrave Gore.
Oh, the
Gungrave Gore is great, actually.
It looked fucking fun, didn't it? And all I can say for that is Beauty Bullet's badass.
Okay.
Yeah, but it looked really fucking fun. And also last one, Return to Mordor. You are dwarves. You are dwarves. You play with friends. It's a multiplayer, and you're basically making your way back into Mordor after everything has gone down, and you want to rebuild and survive all the shit that's going on in there. Looks good. It's like Valheim, but more, dwarves and Mordor.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I didn't even hear about this.
Yeah,
I did see it on Twitter. two people
Too
talking
many
about
things
it.
happening when I have to work. I'm sure
Yeah.
to have missed something.
Hey, Leek, did you know you could play a demo of the SCP secret files?
I didn't know. I'm
Yep,
gonna do it.
It's on Steam.
Where?
It's on
It's
Steam.
a oh, that's what I'm gonna do this week then. Bam.
Hey,
And also, someone sent us the demo as well for Sunrise.
Yeah. You mean
Yeah.
Sunbreak?
Sunbreak. Fuck. God damn it.
Look, Leek,
Right,
I
it's your fault,
understand.
Dollar.
I'm right there with you. You've made the right choice.
Ah.
Welcome to Team Sunrise.
Oh my god.
I made the argument as to why I think
was a good one. It was a good one.
Sunbreak is more apt, because you wouldn't call the game Monster Hunter Rise Sunrise, all right? Because that would just be a little redundant, all right?
Sure.
And you wouldn't call it Monster Hunter Sunrise because it needs the Rise. It needs to have the Rise title, all right?
Correct.
It's because it's part of the Rise series, all right?
Yes.
Also, Sunbreak makes a lot of sense because Sunbreak is also another term used for sunrise.
No one uses that. No one says that.
Sun breaks, when the sun breaks, like, sun breaks the horizon. Because, yeah. I mean, no, people use it. I heard Mercer say it like 20 billion times in the past 2 months.
You're using Mercer as your baseline for everyone, really,
dude?
man?
Everybody
really?
should be like Mercer, okay?
I mean, that's true. Fair enough. Look, I understand. You are correct on almost all fronts. Still Team Sunrise.
Well,
Inevitably, people are going to make a mistake like I did. It's inevitable.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have the right to be wrong.
Embrace it.
SCP demo, let's go. Okay.
All right. What are you guys doing this week?
I just said.
Apparently, SBC demo. I will be doing the Monster Hunter demo as much as I can and work. So, like that is currently like the game that I will be downloading and playing.
All right. Well, I will be doing the same. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak demo. I'll be playing that tomorrow. I am most likely not going to be playing Future Connected. I'm probably just going to watch the cutscenes. Because it's only an hour and a half. And I don't want to play that No Pun Infested DLC. But that does leave a question, Dalit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to send you the game?
No, I will just be watching it. I appreciate it.
You're just gonna watch the cutscenes of Xenoblade?
I am absolutely just gonna watch the cutscenes of Xenoblade. Yeah.
All right. Okay. That should only be like 7 hours, I think.
Oh god, that's so long. But you know what? It's doable.
Other than that, I will be starting campaign 2. Campaign 3.
Yeah.
Of Critical Role. And I don't know what else I'll be doing. I might be. It's I was apparently generous.
Go on then.
It's 10.5 hours.
Okay. Well, you know.
Yeah, I'll be starting the campaign 3. I might play Cold Steel 4, maybe. I should play Cold Steel 4 so I can uninstall it and have more room on my hard drive. I did download, so I have access to all 3 of the modern Assassin's Creed video games now.
So what is it? That's Origins, Odyssey, and
Valhalla. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all actually one storyline too. So, if I get froggy enough to play that, I might. Because Origins is now on Game Pass. So.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. You still need to download Ubisoft fucking thing to play it, but it's whatever. What else? What else? I think that's it.
So yeah, if you made it this far, hey, thanks. First of all, give us a
Yeah.
cheeky subscribe if you haven't. Leave us a bit of a comment. What was your favorite part about this past crazy week?
Yep.
And you know what? Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Next week is Monster Hunter.
Woo! Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely